The secret to well-being is discovering the power that is your birthright, the power to create a happier, healthier life drawn from our own vast internal resources. Join Jules and her guests as they gently guide you to shift your perspective from the familiar negative to the divinely connected, a place that will not only positively impact your world, but possibly shift the planet. It's all right here on Law of Attraction Talk Radio.
Well, welcome to Law of Attraction Talk Radio. I am so glad you are here with me. Well, Happy New Year's, everyone. This show is a major Law of Attraction episode because what you and I are going to be doing is focusing on the year 2022. And I hope you will set your intention for what, when, how, where everything is going to go in 2022. You see, I know how powerful the mind is. After all, I'm a hypnotherapist, and I have seen miraculous changes in people's lives once they get their scattered intentions on the straight and narrow path. Normally, what occurs is that we set intentions on New Year's Eve, and then something comes along or pops up, and we have to shift our course of action. We naturally get sidetracked, and rarely do we get back on track to do what we really need to do to fulfill our intentions. So, for that very reason, I want you to listen to the show, not just once, but twice. The first time I just want you to listen and absorb the whole show. And then the second time you listen, I want you to write down exactly what your course of action will be to get results for your manifestations in 2022. Now, I recommend that since we're on the internet, and if you're listening at home, I suggest that you stop the show, write down your desires or specifications, then go back to listen and write the next desire. Then I'm going to give you exercises to power up your visualization starting about midway through. So this is actually saturating your mind with action in order for you to fulfill your intentions. Now, what makes this action so powerful will be the fact that all of you who are listening are a huge ball of energy, and together it literally empowers the materialization of everyone's desires. This recording builds the vibrational energy of all who listen together, and as more and more listen, the energy is retained and expanded. Together, we are building a massive energy force that brings creative energy to all who do this exercise. You could even call it a God power if you wish, because it is a power of placing our vibrational force of many together. It's true, our synergy together makes for a powerful materialization for your desires to actually manifest. You know, it's kind of like tossing a coin into that pond and making a wish upon it. Well, if there's only one coin in the pond, there is not much energy surrounding it. But when there are many coins in the pond, the synergy makes the meaning behind the pond or the wish that the coin represents all the more powerful. You know, we are living in a very magical universe, and that's something that we have all forgotten. We constantly get distracted from creating what we want simply because we work and we need to get a paycheck to simply exist. Our day-to-day life is a simple distraction into creating the life that we want, because it's just creating a life, well, to exist. That's all it is. So the year 2022 is the year that you are creating the rest of your exciting, prosperous, loving, abundant life. I am attributing my information to numerologist Josh Siegel. So let's start with the base number of 20, which kicked off in the year 2000 and will remain significant through 2099. It carries an energy of opposition from two contending forces with the challenge to find common ground. Now, the higher spiritual message of 20 is that we are all together and not separate. Well, from my perspective, this is exactly what we came here to learn. Together, we are more powerful vibrationally. These big lessons of dissolving the illusion of separateness and finding balance and harmony definitely comes with growing pains. We were all forced to think of not only ourselves, but the person next to us. It demanded cooperation and reminded us of I am my brother's keeper. However, it also galvanized opposition, like against the government's influence or control. It widened the divide even further for some. Now, the year 2021 had the number 21, carried an expressive energy which prompted people to speak their minds more than ever. While expressing our voice is healthy, there has been a problem with choosing sides and filtering one's reality. We need to be more open to information, making sure that we're not denying uncomfortable facts. On a personal note, this happened to me in 2021. I had great opposition to what I was stating, and I apologized on air. But now I realize that I should have suggested it would have been better to keep an open mind and just see things how they played out. And the upside to 21's expressive influence is that it was great for creativity. It was the perfect time to tune in to your creative forces. Now, the influence of the number 3, which is 2 plus 1, continued to help us feel more connected to our needs, which was helpful in making long overdue changes that were not recognized before. We've all been transformed in some way and may feel differently about life now. So what to expect next year based on the numerology of 2022? According to Josh Siegel, we all started to feel some of 2022's influence last October. The number 22, he says, is a master builder in numerology, meaning it's associated with building base or structure. So the focus of 2022 will be all about getting back to normal and rebuilding our lives. Well, I'm excited about that. Doesn't it sound great? Balance, particularly in work and relationships, is another big 22 theme. Siegel says it may require a bit more effort next year not to be pulled in one direction or another. That said, the number 22's energy can be powerful when it comes to work-related events. So pay attention to this. Folks who think big and are willing to put in the work could see massive success and growth in that area. Again, synergistically, we need to see success and growth that we want to happen. We may not need to work harder, but perhaps we need to think better to manifest our desires. And one more thing. Although good things are brewing according to numerology, meaning of the year 2022, Siegel warns that we're likely to still feel oppositional energy that we've been experiencing into the early part of 2022. And this is why doing our part to help cultivate more balance in our lives now continues to be important throughout the entire year of 2022. It's really up to us to bring balance to our own lives and bring boundaries to bear if need be. We can all do our part to find whatever common ground so that we can work together to build a better home and community. That's easier said than done considering the circumstances, but don't forget, we came here to learn from our experience in these deeply challenging times. And as far as I am concerned, this is the time that we've got to stay positive in order to shift the negative energy back into the positive. And may I also personally add that we are also meant to learn of our own powers of creation this year. I believe in this number 6 year. It is about learning how magical and powerful we are to manifest our dreams. So, the year 2022 will be about accepting and assuming responsibility for making the most of our new reality. In numerology, the number 6 is all about seeking out stability, strengthening relationships, and working towards something meaningful. Now, you may have seen that Archbishop Carlo Vigino from Italy, who has been outspoken on COVID actions by elites, the vaccines that harm more than they help, and the destruction of individual rights. He states, evil is real and is trying to redefine us. Will we allow it to? Evil wants us to believe that we can define our morality for ourselves, which ultimately leads to depravity. Or will we announce to all eternity that we know who we are? We know we were created in the image of God, and we are good. I love that. So the number 6 is considered to be the number of the planet Venus and is considered to be very auspicious. Apart from this, you will see that in the year 2022, it shows the number 2 3 times. So this year will be very important for people affected by the moon or for the people with the root number of 2. The highs and lows of each year do not affect all the people equally, but all are affected differently according to their marks and totals. This is the reason why people of a particular number in numerology get more success in any one year, and people of a particular number need to work harder. So, I do suggest that you look up Josh Segal, that's Segal, and either get a reading or read his articles to find out what you need to focus in on during the 6th year. So let's do a powerful exercise that will firmly imprint in your mind what it is that you want to achieve in 2022. Just clear your mind out and just focus in on what the things you want to obtain. So, with money, what areas do you want to create additional wealth in? Do you want to have a hobby that you turn into a money-making business? Do you want to take a small amount of money and see it grow in secure investments? Do you want to buy precious metals that will reach great financial rewards in 2022? Do you want a new job with higher pay? Do you want to be gifted money? Well, write down now what you want to have happen, focusing on the wealth that you want to obtain in the year 2022. Write it down. Don't forget anything. And here you can stop and just write it down and we'll return. Okay, now let's focus on love. Everybody wants love in their lives. Love comes in many forms, such as a dog or a cat or friends and lovers, family. Write down what you want to see happen in your life in regards how you fill your life with complete love from many different sources. Write it all down. Now, let's focus on family. While you can't create for them, you can influence the way that you see them, which means if you have a family member that is a cook, perhaps you may want to change the way you're looking at them and see them as a chef. In other words, raise the standard of how you see them. That not only changes your vibration, it also may change theirs as well. And you can stop here and write down how you plan to see your family in the year 2022. Okay, now write down your fun times for the year ahead, possibly visualizing you traveling, domestic or even foreign travel, perhaps seeing yourself in Las Vegas in April at our Law of Attraction convention, or see yourself having dinner with some wonderful friends. And if you do see yourself in Vegas, see yourself winning. See yourself turning in those chips for cash or for a great, big, nice win at the slot machines. See yourself amazed that you visualized it and it came true. As a matter of fact, visualize how you are going to get to Las Vegas, what hotel you want to be at, and all of the people that you actually want to meet. It doesn't even have to be Las Vegas. It can be anywhere in the world. But what you need to do is visualize that fun time, that vacation that gets you out of your everyday life into experiencing something new and fun. Good. So at this point, you can write about what you want to see happen next year. Something fun. Now, let's focus on your body and health. We all know that your mind can make you sick or it can make you healthy. So write down in the year 2022 how fabulous your health is going to be. So perhaps you want to see yourself having incredible energy to do things that you have not been able to do in years. You see yourself taking long walks with friends or simply taking your dog out for a walk every single day. Visualize the excess weight that you're carrying on your body. Just visualize it melting away. Write it down that you see the excess weight simply melt away from your body. Now write down how beautiful your body looks or how masculine your body looks, and perhaps even write down that you have less prominent wrinkles on your face or less gray hairs. How do you want to look in the year 2022? Younger, sexier, powerful, successful? Oh, and by the way, don't forget to see yourself in really great clothing. casual or business attire, you are visualizing success as you are writing everything down. Okay, what else do you want to have happen in the year 2022, your 6th year? Write it down so you place it on the paper, which solidifies it in your mind. It's an action step that keeps it fresh. Good. And finally, notice that there is nothing unhealthy in this piece of writing for 2022. That is because you are manifesting healthy years, not only for you and your family, but for the entire planet as well. And I want you to see that secrets are being revealed. And you go, so that was the reason for all of this control. And then see, as humans are no longer living in fear of sickness, because everyone has access to the vitamins that we need to keep us healthy. And by the way, speaking about vitamins, I want to pass on some great information that will keep you very healthy. There are just a few, and you need to take these vitamins to ensure that your wonderful God-given immunity system remains strong. There are just a few, but as Dr. Robert Malone and Dr. Selinko mentions, they suggest a high-quality vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, and especially quercetin. Just take those and you won't have to worry about getting COVID. Everyone, including those who have taken the COVID injection, should be on this, especially because the data coming back is showing that those who have had the injection have had their immune system compromised. So just to be on the safe side, take these and you won't be affected, nor will you be a transmitter of COVID. That's the good news. We'll finally be free if everyone would just jump in and take all of these vitamins. It's a good thing. It's really that simple. Write it down. Believe it. And all of the illnesses and variants, whatever point in your body that you feel carries weakness, put it down that you see that weakness going away. See yourself in perfect health. And also, by the way, please write down the fact that masks are no longer a thing to be needed. It's part of the past, and life does return to being normal. So let's take a fast commercial break, and then we're going to be right back with even more information I'm sure you're going to like. We'll be right back.
Introducing a self-healing technology that is pioneering the era of quantum healing, Scalar Light. Try it free for 15 days. We offer a remote healing experience that is 100% safe and natural. All we need is your photograph. Some of our programs include pathogenic cleanse, chakra balancing, and nutrient therapy. Try Scalar Light free for 15 days. Visit our website to learn more at scalarlight.com.
So, I want to talk about how our subconscious mind is a bit like a navigation system. If we haven't set the destination, it's going to lead us around in circles. We're constantly being given directions by our subconscious mind, but if we haven't plugged in the right address with our conscious mind, if we haven't set that destination, then our subconscious mind is constantly going to lead us around in circles. As long as my attention was programmed with negative self-image from my past, it was impossible for me to really create the future that I thought I wanted. Everything that the mind tends to say when we're not controlling it is negative feedback. Let's talk about reality here. How many times has your mind said to you the following, just out of the blue? You're the most wonderful person in this world. You're great at everything. I love you. Well, I don't know about you, but I haven't heard those words a lot unless I intentionally say them to myself. But they just don't come out of the blue. Think about how you view yourself in your own head. Do you think mostly about the things you want to feel that you're lacking? Do you think you're not pretty enough, smart enough, articulate enough? Do you spend most of your time dwelling on things that hold you back? Well, this is how the unconscious mind keeps its grip on us. The mind has a fear of fulfillment, and as a perfection-seeking organism, its job is to keep telling you what's wrong. It thrives on the negative dialogue, and the more engaged with life you become, the less attention you will end up giving it. Look at how much of the day is accomplished by your unconscious rather than your conscious mind. You know, psychological processes continue more or less perfectly without you having to think about them. Physiological processes continue more or less perfectly without you having to even think about them. Imagine if you had to remind yourself to breathe, or to tell your kidneys to flush out impurities, or instruct your heart to pump blood about 108,000 times a day. Your unconscious biological mechanisms accomplish all these functions, leaving your consciousness free to take care of all of the things you need to think about. I like to say that the conscious mind is like the captain of a ship, while the unconscious mind is the ship. Much of the ship is submerged in the water, and the captain has to stay on the bridge, never going inside the engine room or even knowing everything that's going on below deck. But he has a very important job: to set the course for the ship to follow. In that same way, the conscious mind can set a course for the unconscious mind to follow. Does that make sense? That's what's entering a destination address into your navigational system. It sets a course. The moment I reprogram my inner navigation system, I begin moving forward at a pace that, well, actually will stun those who knew me. Within a short period of time, you can accomplish anything that you want successfully. All it takes is that shift of attention, and then the readiness to change. Look, the truth is, we need to start being the master of our destiny. And by doing that, we are effectively taking control of our thoughts. We're moving from being an audience member to actually the director and the producer and the writer of our entire life. Let's say the projector represents your attention. The film is what you choose to put your attention on. Those thoughts, self-images, desires, or dreams that you are focusing on. The light coming through the projector is the light of Source, and the screen it projects onto is your life. Using this simple metaphor, you can find out a lot about yourself. What movie are you playing in your life? And where are you in it? Are you an actor on the screen, consciously playing out your chosen life? Or are you sitting in the audience, shouting helplessly at the screen? The point is, if you're sitting in the audience, you're actually living in the past. By that time the image hits the screen, it's already been scripted. Most of us relate to our lives this way, feeling that somehow we have no control over where we have ended up. We feel like audience members watching our own lives, victims of circumstance, and our own unconscious drives. So the first step we have to take before we can take responsibility for our future is to take full responsibility for our present situation. I have said this often. You have to accept as an absolute fact that you have created the life that you are living. Any idea, any notion, any belief you are holding on to that says someone or something outside of you is responsible for your life that you are living today, such as a bad parent or those kids who bullied you at school or that .com crash that caused you to lose all your money, the business partner that ripped you off, even someone who committed a horrible crime against you, even that terrible tragedy that killed the love of your life, that is keeping you stuck in the past. I'm not discounting the impact of the people or events, and I'm not saying that what they did was your fault. This is not assigning or reassigning blame. It's about you reclaiming control of your freedom to choose. We've all been victims, each and every one of us, at one time or another. But the point is, we can either let that victimhood become our identity, or we can choose not to. As long as we see ourselves as victims, we disempower ourselves. We don't have to deny our past, but we have to take responsibility for our present. I'm not suggesting that you have to go through your day saying positive things to yourself like everyone tells us. That doesn't always work because it doesn't take into account that the present has already happened. And I'm not saying you have to change the thoughts that are going through your mind because technically that's just not possible. What I'm saying is that you can choose what you pay attention to in your mind. And over time, if you have a vision, which is what that little movie I played to myself represented, you can start to retrain the attention away from your habitual downward spiral of thoughts. It doesn't stop the negative thoughts. They're still going to be there. But visualization process redirects your attention onto something else. Directing a movie in your mind gives you something to put your attention on that isn't the same old pattern. I can't stress enough how important this is. If you don't take on full faith that you are creating the life that you are living, that you are the principal author of your own destiny, then you are writing your own story every day, and you will remain a helpless audience member watching your own life go by, and neither I nor anyone else will be able to help you. You may get emotionally caught up in the plot line and feel bad for the downtrodden hero, or angry at those who abuse or betray them. Your emotions react to each scene, but you have no control over what is being played out on the screen. However, if you're willing to take responsibility that you have played and are playing in your life, you will become an actor rather than an audience member. Whatever you're doing now is the script you've been handed. So your responsibility is to be the best expression of the role that you can be, to take full responsibility for it and not blame anyone else. Once you start doing that, everything changes, sometimes even instantaneously. The victim mentality is what keeps you embedded in your present movie. The director of a movie knows that each character is an integral part of a larger story. He has the broader goal to have an impact on the world through making the best film possible that he can. A good director is fully in control of his creation, but he can only hope that his message and expression is well received. He can't stress over that. He must have all of the attention on the movie he is creating, on the actors, on the crew, all of the hundreds of people who are participating in his vision. The director's attention is glued to the present moment. That's how he is creating his future. Remember, the future is the only thing we have any control over. We can't change the past and we can't change the present. But what we can do is live life now in a way that will create the future we want. So, grab your director's chair and megaphone and start making your movie. And here's another tip. You can't get rid of your thoughts, but you can let go of your attachment to them. That's the most important thing that you need to remember. Let go of your attachment so that you can start creating the script that you want to live. Bottom line, success is a journey, not a destination. So I'm going to give you some very simple exercises on how you can start your journey into creating the script of your life. You create a 2-minute video in your mind of you in the future, being the person that you have always wanted to be. If only you had enough money to start, right? Imagine that money is no longer an obstacle. Anything is possible. Now, this process requires just 5 minutes a night before you go to bed. First, spend a minute or two meditating or thinking about what you would like to have happen. By the way, this is the same instructions that I give my athletic hypnosis clients before a big game or a motorcycle race. You simply visualize the field, the kickoff, and then you see yourself catching the ball and running through that goal line. Or if you're in a motorcycle race, you visualize the entire track, especially the starting gate, and then you go through every jump and turn, especially concentrating on the areas that you are most nervous about. And even more important, you feel the joy of getting that trophy as your friends and family watch. This is where you create your tomorrow by visually creating the perfection of how you want your day to turn out. This really works and actually gets the person into that proverbial zone the next day where it's so easy and effortless to manifest what you envisioned the night before. Now, let's say that you're looking for new clients and you simply visualize that phone call coming in as you are smiling and feeling so good about this client. You visualize that this client is saying yes to your fee, and then you feel the excitement and joy of being able to serve that client to meet their needs. Again, you feel the joy, and you begin to feel the self-worth that you are helping to shift lives. There's nothing better to increase your self-worth than knowing that you are able to serve others. This also works great for public speaking or taking a test. Yes, it's especially great for all kinds of phobias. You are simply releasing your fears in the practice run of tomorrow. This shows you how easy it is to overcome all blockages, all limiting beliefs, because you are practicing for tomorrow. This is a wonderful exercise that can be done in the evening prior to the event, which is extremely effective, or even in the morning. It's up to you of when you feel the most relaxed that you can make this happen. And then you become the writer, producer, and director of your life on a daily basis. Now, what won't work is if you visualize success for another. You have to keep the visualization on you because it's your mind. You can visualize being with someone, but just don't waste your time trying to fix them. When you find the need to fix them, you are allowing your own fear to pop up. You are, in fact, trying to control them to be a certain way that you will accept, which is actually none of your business. Remember, your visualization is all about you, your reactions, and your winning. If you keep the focus on you, you're actually helping the other person to succeed as well vibrationally. In other words, you can't help someone change their life because that's an inside job, but you can change your own feeling around their life, and again, this shift in you actually helps them. They are here to learn how to change their minds as well. So you're actually influencing them by letting them see your acceptance and your vibrational change. I just want to remind you that you are a magnificent being that has a brilliant mind. You really do. You are the creator of your life. And now it's time for you to be the writer, producer, and director of your life. You are so powerful and you are so wonderful, and it's time that you take control. With that, let's take a fast break and we'll be right back.
Did you know that every human uses only a small portion of their powerful mind? Jules Johnson, international certified hypnotherapist, wants to introduce you to your powerful mind in order to create your dream life. In as little as one session, Jules guides you into releasing limiting beliefs that keep you from achieving wealth, health, better relationships, and even true love. Schedule a session in Palm Springs or set up a Skype video session for those nationally and internationally. Jules would love to serve as your guide into living your dreams. Go to creativeguidedimagery.com. That's creativeguidedimagery.com.
I'm back, and I want to remind you that as a thank you for listening to Law of Attraction Radio Network, I am giving my powerful Money Activation Hypnosis MP3 for absolutely free. Why? Because I simply want to empower everyone who wants to begin rewiring their brains to change their beliefs about money and to raise your vibration to let the money flow in. So just go to LOARadionetwork.com or put in Law of Attraction Radio Network on the search engine and it will take you right to us. Find the menu button that says Free Money and download the link to your computer first for safekeeping and then download it to your phone. This is not an app. It is an MP3, so it will work on both iPhones and Androids without an app. And again, it's absolutely free. Don't forget to sign up for the updates because that way you will be able to know when there is a brand new hypnosis MP3 there, and they're all going to be free. Yep, that is my gift to you. And while you're on Law of Attraction Radio Network website, click the pictures of your favorite show hosts and sign up to get their updates as well. It's just a way of saying hi and that you appreciate all the work they do to deliver their inspiring and motivational message to you every single week. And as we start off another year, I want to once again thank you for listening and thank you for mixing our energy together and creating this pond of high vibration in which to manifest all of our dreams. Always remember, We are powerful beings on this magical planet where anything and everything is absolutely possible. Let's make 2022 a year to remember with love and light. Have a wonderful New Year's. And to all my wonderful listeners, have a great week. And don't forget to ask the universe for a sign. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back next week with another great show from Law of Attraction Talk Radio. If you'd like to comment on tonight's show, send an email to jules@loaradionetwork.com and have a great week.